and welcome to today's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where a little bird might have told one of the world's great constructors about my soft spot for quadruple clues. This puzzle on the screen is by Tallcat, and it's called Quadrangling, and it's a rather pretty mixture of quadruple clues, which basically means, so look at this circle. You can see there are 4 cells touching the circle. So we have to include in these 4 cells at least one 6, at least one 7, and at least one 8. These have to have a 1, 2, and a 3 somewhere around them, at least one of each. This has to have a 2 and an 8 around it, etc. And the pink lines are so-called renban lines, which means they need to contain a consecutive sequence of digits, which is non-repeating. And those digits can be in any order. So imagine we worked out that square was a 1. We now know the precise contents of that pink line because they have to be consecutive. They must be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in some order. And that's it. That's all the rules. So this is what we're going to have a go at. What do I know about it? It's been described as beautiful, wonderful, fun, approachable even. 3 stars out of 5 for difficulty on Logic Masters Germany. So I don't know. It might be quite tractable. But this is what we're going to have a go at. I don't have any other news today, so just an appeal really. If you enjoy the channel, please think about subscribing. We'd appreciate it. We never ever imagined that we'd hit numbers like 500,000 subscribers. It's absolutely ludicrous to us. But our secret ambition, one day, it'll probably take years and years and years, is to maybe could we ever get 1 million subscribers and replace our silver plaque with a gold plaque? I don't know. I have my doubts, as does Mark. But if you'd like to make 2 middle-aged British men very, very happy, think about subscribing. We'd be really, really grateful. And with that, let's kick off and have a look. So it's basically normal Sudoku rules and those other rules I mentioned. Don't think there's anything else going on. So do have a go though. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now I get to play. Let's get cracking. Now, the first thing I tend to do when I find quadruple clues is I look for clues that have overlapping digits. I'm actually not spotted. I've spotted these ones. I'm not spotting many others. Not many others that overlap precisely anyway. The one so why does this sort of overlaying of ones matter? Well, if you think about, let's take row 6 and row 7 together. Well, let's take row 6 first. How many 1s do we think there are going to be in row 6? It is a facetious question, but hopefully your answer to that would be 1, 1. How many 1s are there going to be in row 7? 1, 1. So these 2 rows together have 2 1s in them, but we know there's a 1 in those 4 cells, and we know there's a 1 in these 4 cells. So we know something, therefore, about this smile. This smile, these green cells, cannot contain a 1, because if we did try and put a 1 in one of these cells, then there would be 3 1s altogether in 2 rows of the Sudoku, and that would break the rules of the puzzle, which we're going to try not to do. It is a it's actually incredibly symmetrical puzzle. All of the, if we were to draw a line of symmetry where the cursor's moving right down the middle of the grid and fold the grid in half, the only thing that would be different on either sides of that line of symmetry are the quadruple clues. The position of those clues is identical. It's even identical to the number of clues in each circle. This has 3, this has 3, this has 2, this has 2, this has 1, this has 1. It's lovely. It really is very clever. But I don't have a good way of marking that none of those cells contain a 1. Oh, okay. Maybe we've got to combine it with the pink line then. Why do I say that? Well, this is a 5-cell pink line. Now, a 5-cell pink line, ignoring the thing about the 1s, because we're taking a consecutive sequence from the digits 1 to 9, any 5-cell sequence of numbers, consecutive sequence, is always going to pick up the 5. Because if we start with 1, the sequence would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we start with 9, it would be 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. So there's no way of getting away from the fact there's a 1 on this line. But we now know there's no 1 on the line, and that means there's also a 6 on the line. any sequence is going to contain 5 and 6. This is tricky, actually. I love the way this is described as approachable. I mean, it might be, and it probably is, but I'm just not seeing how to do it at the moment. I'm wondering if there's something we can say about the... Oh no, I've got nothing here. I really haven't got anything. I'm so sorry. I was about to start wondering about these sort of L-shaped tetrominos in the corners. But I can't actually see how to do anything with those. I mean, I can knock 1 out of this one, can't I? This one can't have 1 on it. And the reason for that is the interaction between this pink line and this quadruple clue. So if 1 was on this pink line, this pink line would contain 1, 2, 3 and 4. But if we look around this quadruple clue, that would mean we have to put 1, 2 and 3 all on the left side of it by Sudoku, and we can't put 3 digits in 2 cells. But that's the most minor. Oh, okay. Can I use the set? Can I do the same trick with this then? It could be to do with these tetrominos. I just want to have a think about 2, 3, 4, 5 here. If I could get rid of this as an option, then we might be in business, because I can see it can't be 3, 4, 5, 6, because that's going to break this quadruple clue for the same reason 1, 2, 3 breaks this one. If we were to put 3, 4, 5, 6 on this, these two squares would have to contain 4, 5 and 6, and that won't work. So I think the thing we need to major on is 2, 3, 4, 5 possible? It would cause exactly this pattern. There would be a 6 here and there would be a 1 here. And I don't see why that's not possible. There may be a reason. I can't know. I'm sorry. That's also a bit opaque to me. What about... I'm going to try this idea again here. Is there... So, okay, this one can't be 1. This one's a bit better, actually, this top left one. Because this can't have 1, 2, 3, 4 on it, because that's going to make these cells have to contain 2, 3, and 4. But it also can't have 2, 3, 4, 5 for exactly the same reason. So 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's an absolute minimum of 3, 4, 5, 6. But we can't make it that high, can we? Because after 3, 4, 5, 6... the next option would be 4, 5, 6, 7. Whoopsie, 4, 5, 6, 7, which would work. But what wouldn't work is 5, 6, 7, 8, because that's going to force these two squares to be the same. And obviously 6, 7, 8, 9 also doesn't work. So this one is more restricted. This one can only be either 3, 4, 5, 6 or 4, 5, 6, 7. And therefore, interestingly, it always contains 4, 5 and 6. And if it always contains 4, 5 and 6, there's always a 4 there, and there's always a 6 there around these quadruple clues, which is, right. So that means, let's look at this quadruple clue now, and ask where the 4 lives around it. Now, that's beautiful. That is beautiful, because now I think we should look at this again. Because if we can't include 4 on this pink line, then this one's become very restricted. It's either 5, 6, 7, 8 or 6, 7, 8, 9. So this one does have 6, 7 and 8 on it. The 6 has got to be up here. Yeah, okay, so this is very, what a pretty idea. Now, where does 1 and 2 go in the top row? And the answer is, I don't know, but they're definitely in those 3 cells. And now around this quadruple clue, I can't put 1 and 2 on the left side of it. So I have to put 1 and 2 on the right side of it, and that is going to give me a digit. That is our first earned digit, look, a 4 in row 3, column 8. 3 has to be in one of these two cells because it's not on the line. Yes, beautiful. Okay, so now I'm going to use this in a different way. There's definitely a 3 on the left side of it, and the 3 in box 3 is definitely in row 2 and 3. So where do we put the 3 in the top row is what I'm thinking, and the answer is in one of those 3 cells, and that fixes this renban. It cannot have 7 on it anymore because it does have 3 on it. So this is 3, 4, 5 and 6. Which I suppose means that this is a 3-4 pair. Now, is that, which means 2 is in one of these cells, I suppose. Just using the, yeah, okay, just using the, keep using these quadruple clues. That's a 2, that's a 1. Now 1 is in one of these two cells. And yeah, okay, now the 1 here, I should have spotted this before, look, but look at around this 4, 5, 6 quadruple clue. 5 and 6 now live in the lower domino of it. So this lower domino is a 5, 6 pair. 2 and 8 have to live in 3 cells now around this 2, 8 clue. And okay, so 5 is now in this domino of the 5, 7 clue. So 5 is in one of those cells. That's a little interesting to me, because remember on the smile we worked out there was a, in fact we worked out there was a 5 and a 6, didn't we, on the smile. Now the 5 isn't in the tips, so the 5 is in one of these 3 squares, which means the 5, I don't know that it tells me something about that. It may tell me something about that 5, 6, 7 clue, but it's not immediately clear to me what. Right. Now, okay. Okay, so now I need to think again. How do we do that? We know that there is, okay, so we now know there's a 6 in common between these 2 pink lines. So this square can't be a 6, which places 6 on the forehead, the forehead of this creature that we've got, that Tallcat's drawn in the middle of the grid. Now that 6 is on the same line as this 5, 6 combination. You can't repeat a digit on a pink line, so that fixes these two, look. Okay, and this has got to be a 4, and I say that because let's look at this pink line in totality. If this is a 3, because there's a 6 on the line, there has to be a 4 on it somewhere, but there couldn't be a 4 on it anywhere because of this lovely 4 here. So the only place we can put the 4, which must exist given this is a 3 or a 4, is exactly here. Now, we also know, don't we, that there's no 2 on this line. So it could have 3 on it. It must have 7 on it. It could, right, so there must be a 7 in one of these 2 cells, because there cannot be a 2 on it because of this 2. So we must be increasing at least 1 from the 6, because we could have a 3, 4, 5, 6, we still need a 7. So there's a 7. Right, so this isn't a 7. 7 is in this domino. Yeah, okay, but the 7 is horizontal, so the 7 is, that's very strange. The 7 gets placed. And now we know these squares. These are 2, 8, 9, I think. Ah, so there's no 8 on this line. So if there's no 8 on the line, there must be a 3 on it. So we can put that 3 in. This is very, very lovely. And now we know that digit, I think. That's a 3. This digit is a 5. And that means there's no 5 on this renban at the top. So we can fill that in. Well, I say fill it in. No, we can't fill it in, can we? We can... This square can't be a 3. This square can't be a 7. 5 lives in one of these cells. Okay, so the 5 is in one of these cells. So let's come down to this quadruple clue and ask where the 5 goes. It's not on the right side of it, so it must be on the left side. But we worked out it had to be on the smile, so there's only one cell that that works for. And is that lovely? Potentially that can't be a 2 because of this quadruple clue. 7 has to live somewhere around this quadruple clue. And right. Oh, I see. This 1 is pushing a 1 into one of those two cells. I hesitate to do that because... Oh, hang on. Yeah, no, I can do this. Let's look at that. Let's just look at this domino for a moment. Because if I put 1 on this renban, it's going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4 pink line, and the 2, 3 and the 4 are going to have to occupy this domino, and it's going to be an impossible domino. So the 1 doesn't go there, the 1 goes here, which means there's a 1 down here now. Now, what about if this was a 1, 2, 3, 4 line? That would be interesting. This would have to be a 2. That could work actually with this 2-8 combination. I'm not sure. Oh, I see. Okay, so we've got a 5 around this now. But we haven't got 6 or 7. So either 6 or 7 or both must be in this domino. So this line cannot be a 9, 8, 7, 6 line. That's going to break that possibility. And it cannot be an 8, 7, 6, 5 line, because again that's going to put 6 and 7 in here. And if it was 7, 6, 5, 4, that's the same problem. So this line is either 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 3, 4, 5, 6. And all we've got to do is figure out which of those feels... Was there a digit that had to appear on that? I should have thought about that, shouldn't I? 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's got to have 3 and 4 on it. That's what we've just learned. And the 3, look, has to be over here, which means 3 is in one of these cells. Now, if we could get 3 on this line, we would know this line had to have a 4 on it. 4 as well. Oh, I see. Weirdly, because there's a 3 and 4 on this line, this is a 3-4 pair, which I hadn't noticed. So again, now this line, remember we said it had to have a 6 on it? That 6 is now in only one of 2 places, because it can't be here. And there is a 4 on this line now as well, because this is either 3 or 4. So if it's a 4, there's a 4 on the line. If it's a 3, there needs to be a 4 on it, because there's a 3 and a 5 on it. So to make the cells consecutive, there needs to be a 4. Okay. I don't quite know how to... do that, I have to be honest. Can we do 5? Oh, I see. Maybe this one actually. I don't know which way this is going. I'm not sure, but there's no 5 on this line. So it's either going to be 3 lowish digits or it's going to be 3 highish digits. So could it really be, if it's low digits, it would have to be either 1, 2, 3. So the 3 would be here. Two would be over here. So many little interactions. Actually, that might break, you know. That might break, because this renban down here can't be 2, 3, 4, because these squares would be broken. So this is at least 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there is a 6 on this line, isn't it? Because it's if it starts from 3, it gets to 6, and if it starts from 9, it gets down to 6. So there's definitely a 6 on this line. Ah, that's annoying. I don't think that's quite good enough. Right, where should we look then for more profitable stuff? Oh, yeah, so this line hasn't got 5 on it, and this line hasn't got 5 on it either. So we're close, I think. We're close to a discovery, but we haven't quite got it yet. What about... I don't know. I don't know. Alright, these squares at the bottom of this column, I can see that there's 6, 7, 8 and 9. So does that help me? So 3, 4, 5 and 6 would be okay. If this was... We know, don't we, that there's a 3 and a 4 on the right side of it. Yeah, I don't know whether there's a 6 on it or not. I'm not sure. I don't know how to do that bit. Okay, so we're now grinding to a halt, which is bad. So how do we ungrind ourselves from this? Or get ourselves going again? I think it may be this one. 7. Is there a 7 on this line? If there wasn't a 7, it would be 6, 5, 4, 3. This would be a 3, 4 pair. That would make a 3, 4 pair on this line. 2 would be here. 2 would be here. 2 would be here. 6, 5, 4, 3. Oh, I see. Okay. Oh no, that's... Yeah, that is good enough. Okay, so in this box, where is 2? And the answer is I have not got a clue. Literally, it's in one of those 5 cells. Because it can't go on the line, because the line has 6 on it, and 6, 5, 4, 3 doesn't get us low enough. Now, that 2 sort of overlaps with the 2 up here, doesn't it? So the 2 in this column is in this domino, and that means, look at those squares, they've become a 2, 5, 7 triple. Now, that's not 5. These squares are now 6, 8 and 9, I want to say, which is putting a high digit. Well, hang on, we worked out this had 4 on it, so there's no way it's got 9 on it, and there's no way it's got 8 on it, because it's got 4 on it somewhere, because this is low. So this has got to be 6. And that's probably going to be helpful, he says, hoping. Oh, we nearly get a 6. Oh, we nearly get a 6 on this middle thing, which would be good, wouldn't it? So the 4, 5, 6. There's no 9 on this anywhere. So the 9 is down here in box 8. Ooh, I think we're close to a breakthrough here. Just got to figure out 1 or 2 more things, and it'll all be good. Okay, so look at this. Oh, this is good. Yeah, I've got something. Look, 2 is aligning in those quadruple clues now, which means there's a 2 down here. So how are we going to fill this line in now? Because it's not got 5 on it. And if we go lower, if we go into the 1, 2, 3s or the 2, 3, 4s, we need a 2 on it. So this is higher than 5. So it's either 6, 7 and 8, or it's 7, 8 and 9. It has got 7 and 8 on it for sure, and that's not the 7. So let's fix that. That's not 6. It has got 7 and 8 on it. Right. Oh, I see. So now we align the 8s from these cells, and we ask where 8 goes in row 6, and it's only got one cell. That's 8, that's 9. We take 9 out of a couple of cells along this line. And we know it's got 7 on it, don't we? So 7 in this box is in this domino. Oh, that's the world's most useless pencil mark. It doesn't do it. Okay. How do we... So I know... Oh, look. Somehow I've got a 6 pencil marked into... Oh, that's okay. I can do that. So if this was 9, this needs to be a 7-8 pair. And that would be a 6. Okay, but the point is, I know there's a 7 on this line, and therefore that 7, because of this, needs to be in row 5, and it's not over here. So that places a 7, and gives me a 2-5 pair, and that places the 2 back over there. Good grief. Okay, that must be powerful. Yes, this is going to be powerful for these squares now, which have to be a 1-8-9 triple, which means 8 comes out of both of those squares, which means this is forced to be 7 and this is forced to be 6, and now this can't be 9 because it wouldn't be consecutive. So that's 8. We get a 1-9 pair. That's no longer able to be 6, and that must be huge. Come on, what does that mean? I'm not sure yet. But that definitely felt like it was semi-profitable, didn't it? So this square is a 3 or a 4 by Sudoku, because it can't be 1, 6, 7, 8 or 9. So in theory it's 2, 3, 4 or 5, but we've got 2s and 5s pencil marked here, so that's a 3-4 pair, and this is a 1-8 pair by Sudoku. It is outrageous. Tallcat, you're making me do Sudoku far too early in this Sudoku puzzle. So if this is 1-8, these squares are 3 and 7. Not 3 and 7. I've already got 3 in this box. Definitely not. So 3 and 7 and 9, in fact. Oh, that's different, isn't it? So we've got the bones of a... If this was 8, this would be a quadruple. But we already suspect this is probably quite low, so that might not be a very revealing quadruple. Right. Okay, well, we have worked a little bit of magic over on this side, so perhaps we can... Can we say anything about the world now? Oh, nearly. I thought I was going to be able to pin 1 down here, but no, that's definitely wrong because of this, isn't it? Oh, but hang on, where does 2 go in this? I worked out I couldn't put 2 on this quadruple, because that's going to give me the same problem of this having to be 2, 3 and 4. So there's only one place for 2 in the column. Oh, that's not doing nearly enough, is it? You rotten thing. Well, there's a possibility for a 3 in the corner here. In fact, it's very close. The only other place that could be a 3 is this cell. Along this renban. 4, I've just noticed, is over there. It's in this domino by this quadruple clue. Oh, that literally does nothing. That's really depressing. It would be incredibly useful if we could work out it was here, because then this, because of the 5, would have to be 4, 3, 2 in some order, and this would be a 2, 3 pair, and that would clear up everything in this column. It would be genuinely useful. There's a 1 in one of these cells. But by the starting logic, we know the 1 doesn't go here, so the 1 moves down. Again, it would still be useful to know it was here, though. 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. So that square is a 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. This can't be a 1, and it can't be a 5, so that's just 2, 3, or 8. That's probably a way that we know what that is, but I can't see how to do it. What's it going to be then? Do we know any more about this line than we did before? Could we even say with any... Oh, that cell can't be 5. So this line is getting quite constrained. I suppose the question I think we should ask is, can we put 3 on this line? We worked out you couldn't put 2 on it. If it was 3, 4, 5, 6, does that break anything? Yes, it does. Oh, that's it. In fact, that's the sensible way to approach the question. Where are we putting 8s and 9s in this column? And the answer again, as it so often seems to be, is I don't know. But I can see I can only put one of them here. So there is an 8 at least on this line, which means there is a 7 and an 8 on this line somewhere. And definitely the 8 is on the left side, isn't it? Yeah, if this is a 9, there's an 8 down here. If this is an 8, there's a 9 down here, and this is an 8. Oh, so sorry, no, I'm wrong. I mean, the line definitely does have 6, 7, and 8 on it, but this could be the 8. So this line is either 5, 6, 7, 8, or 6, 7, 8, 9. And now we can say with certainty this is going to be a 3 in the corner. Pregnant pause, and it goes off, and that's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. Okay, so now we ask where 4 goes in this column, and that seems to have to be there. So 4 and 6 go in. 6 goes up here. We get a 7, 8, 9, triple. Yeah, okay. And importantly, 6 is locked off this line. So there now has to be a 2 on this line. And the 2 has to go, in fact, there by Sudoku now. And now we can't put 5 on the line, so this line, after all this, has become a 1, 2, 3, 4 line. There is a 5 here. I think well, the 1 is clearing up the 1 and the 8. So we end up with a 7, 9 pair in this column. And I suspect we can do all sorts of jiggery pokery now. If I have the right thought. I know there's a 6 in this triple. Come on, Simon. Alright, I know in this column the 5 and the 6 are on this side, so this square is definitely not 5 or 6. Oh, there's a 7, I've just noticed. There must be a 7 on this line. So 7 goes here. Let's get rid of the corner pencil mark. And something's nagging me about this line. There is an 8 on this line, so that's not an 8. And what else? Do I know what this line is? If this is 9 now, yeah, if this is 8, it doesn't work anymore because this has to be 7. If this is 8, I need an 8 on this line, it would need to go there, so that must be 9. 9 is not on the line, so this line becomes a 5, 6, 8 triple in this column. This not allowed to be the 5 by Sudoku. I've got my 1 around it. Oh, well, I was about to somehow claim that this couldn't be an 8 because it would put 2 8s around the quadruple clue. But that, in fact, would be nonsense. So that's 2, that's 8. And now, look, we should know what these 2 digits are. There are 4 and a 9. And you can see that our 4s are aligning. Why did I think this? Oh, this couldn't be a 4 because of this quadruple clue. So the 4 in the bottom row now is in the corner. And this. Oh, no, I didn't mean to do that. I got an unearned 3 in the corner. I was trying to put a 4 in the corner with a 1, 3 pair here. Okay, so the 1 can't go there, otherwise there wouldn't be a 1 around the 1 quadruple clue. So that fixes this 1, 3 pair, which So 3 around this quadruple clue is now in one of these 2 cells. I'm sure we can do something with this somehow. Yeah, in fact this is a 1, 2, 3 triple, isn't it? And that's not 2, that's not 3. 4 is in one of these squares. If that's 4, that becomes 3. That becomes 3, and the whole world would sort of collapse in a useful way. Just have to figure out probably one further deduction, I think, and then we're there. 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3. So these quadruple clues are done. 2, 3, 4 is done. 4, 5, 6 is done. 2, 8 is done. 5, 7 is done. 1, 1. 5, 6, 7, and 2, 3, 4. And somehow this line as well. Can we rule any digits out from this line? I mean, I don't know actually. If this line was low, is there a problem with that? It just feels like there's a lot of low real estate looking at the bottom of the grid. If this was 1, 2, 3 or 2, 3, 4. It feels difficult, but I'm not sure I can categorically say it doesn't work. Yeah, I'm not sure actually. Dead approach. I mean, this is beautiful. Don't get me wrong. There's so many cunning little deductions in it, but I don't think you could class this as approachable. It's just it takes a little bit of experience, I think, to really get a handle on this sort of puzzle. Now, is this 5, 8, 9 or 1, 2, 4 of any use? Perhaps, but I can't see how. 2, 3, 4, 5 into these squares. Again, that's not 3, look. But I don't think we can do much better than that. Is there a way I can disambiguate this line somehow? This line is done. These squares are from 5, 7, 8 and 9. There's a lot of options. That, oh, the 5 I see is placed over here, so that might help. So there's a 5 in the corner, which gives me a 6, 8 pair here. Now, I've already got my 6 on this line, so these 6 in this row. I think it's still got 2 places. What about? I mean, if that's 2, that's 3, and there's a 4 over here, and then this. Well, then. I want to somehow knock a 7 off this line. I can do it. I can do it by Sudoku. I was having the right thought, but I was trying to do it using the rows. I should have been trying to do it using the columns. You can't put 7 in either of those squares, and it's got 6 on the line. So this line must be 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. So these squares are from 2, 3, and 4. And that gives me a beautiful 2, 3, 4 triple in this row, which means this is 9, this is 4. And that I would have thought is going to be super useful. In fact, yes, because the 2 is in this domino, that has to become a 3, which gives me another little flurry of activity there. So this becomes a 2, 4 pair, which means that's a 3, so we don't repeat a digit on the line. That puts 3 in the middle of the grid. No song for that, but it's still welcome. We get a 2, 4, 5 triple here. We know there's a 4 in this domino around this quadruple clue, so that fixes the 2, 4 pair. And that gives me the 2, 3, 4 around this. And now if we study this line, it can't be low, because we can't make a low sequence beneath 5 on it. So it's got to be either 6, 7, 8 or 7, 8, 9. It's got 7 and 8 on it. That's not 7. And where are we putting 1 in this row? Only exactly there. And so that gives me a 4 at the top of the grid and a 1, 2 pair with a 1, 9. That 4 is also, looking at this square, which has now become a naked single, 5. So let's tidy up our pencil marks. Oh, can we do better than that? Potentially. I'm not immediately seeing how to do it. In the bottom row, we have not put in 3, which we can. 3 must go there. So that square is high. 6, but it must be extreme, mustn't it? Because this is either 6, 7, 8, which would make this 9, or it's 7, 8, 9, which would make this 6. Now let's study this column. There's a 6 here, which rules this square out from being a 6. Oh, the 6 here actually makes this 9, of course. Right. So if there's no 9 on this line, it is a 6, 7, 8 line. And that 9 does the 9 and the 1, and that's going to, I think, finish the puzzle for us. This is not 5. This is in fact 8. This is 5. This is 9. And what's this then? That's 8, which means that's 7, that's 6, that's 8. Get rid of all the 8s. This is 8, this is 6. That should be a 9, so that's a 7, 7, 9. That looks like it's a 6. So that's a 7, that's a 9, and that's an 8. What a brilliant puzzle. Let's see. Yes. Oh, time taken 0. Well, that's just, what can I say? It's time being kind to me. I managed to get through Quadrangling with a minimum of effort. It took me exactly 0 minutes and 0 seconds. You may have experienced that time as longer than I did, but I can assure you the computer never lies. What a beautiful, beautiful idea. The way that these things bounced back and forwards was just gorgeous. You could sense that there was sort of a divine overlord looking down as we solved it, sort of, that had designed the gingerbread path that we had to follow. I really like that, and I like the fact that at the start it felt very hard to see how to do it at all, and it emerged that it was actually the corners that we needed to focus on. But yeah, I'm not sure which corner was the most profitable. That one certainly seemed to be at first blush, but I really couldn't see how to use these very well. There may have been a better way. Yeah, but it's just top quality. It's absolute quality, which is what you'd expect from the great tall man. Let me know in the comments whether you enjoyed it. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.